Hello, my trigger-happy friends. My name is Stevie Cade, and welcome back to another installment of Drive-By News. This is where I collect all the past week's top entertainment news stories, put them in one video just for you so you can stay all caught up. Before we dive in, if you could, hit that subscribe button and the little bell ding thing so you get notified every time I upload a new video. Let's dive in. R.L. Stine set to write a new book series based on the Garbage Pail Kids. He had this to say: "The Garbage Pail Kids are ghastly, loud, messy, out of control, out of their minds. In other words, my kind of kids. I'm hoping to create a book series that captures all the loopy slapstick fun of these uniquely awful characters to get all middle grade kids reading and laughing. And maybe not just all middle grade kids, because this is right up my alley. Seriously, when I was a child, I loved Garbage Pail Kids. The movie, it was one of my guilty pleasures. Not even a guilty pleasure, I'm proud that I love that movie. And I was also a big fan of R.L. Stine books, so I think it's really cool that he is going to bring these together, and hopefully they do so well that we get to see some film adaptation versions of them. Tim Allen wants the Home Improvement revival series to be more of a 1-hour movie than an actual television show. When asked about it, he said this: "I like the idea of doing it as a one-off, like a 1-hour movie versus a full-fledged revival series. I like the idea of finding out where the boys are now and where Tool Time would be in today's world. I just think it's a marvelous idea, and all the actors think it's a great idea. And I think it's a great idea. I think there's a major chance that this whole revival series idea can get oversaturated or become oversaturated. So I agree with Tim Allen. Doing a revival movie like the Brady Bunch and a few others have done before, I think that's a better way to do a revival setting. Gives you closure, and maybe on down the road you can get another movie from the series. I agree with Tim. I like the idea, and I think it could be applied for future TV revivals. An orphan prequel called Esther is now in development." I actually don't know anything about this movie. I've never seen Orphan. I don't know. So I'm going to pass this on to you guys. Have you seen Orphan? Did you like the movie? And do you think a prequel is a good idea? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks. Sony wants to keep Spider-Man in the MCU even after Spider-Man 3. Disney's chief creative officer, Alan Horn, had this to say: "The fan base, which is important to all of us, seemed to really respond to what Tom Rothman and his folks had done before with our people. And they liked it. They liked the fact that the MCU and Kevin Feige were involved, and we heard feedback out there that suggested joining forces once again was probably a really good idea." And I'm pretty sure Sony's running with that idea. Sony created this fake Twitter account based on the character Flash Thompson, in Far From Home. He does the whole, "Hey, Flash Mob" sort of thing. They made a fake Instagram account based off that, which recently posted showing an image of the Daily Bugle asking the question, "Where is Spider-Man?" And in black text at the bottom, he says, "Sometimes I miss when the world wasn't being destroyed by vampires, aliens, and flying robots." So there's definitely a few things to take out of this tweet alone. Also referencing events in Endgame, Far From Home, Morbius, Venom, and a second reference to Raimi's Spider-Man. Look at the logo of the Daily Bugle. That is Sam Raimi's Daily Bugle paper, on top of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man appearing as graffiti in a clip from the Morbius trailer. And halfway covered up behind the text in the tweet is a headline that says "Killer Cassidy on the run." This is Carnage. Killer Cassidy is Carnage in Venom. What are they doing here? It seems like they're really trying to connect everything, at least in some sort of way, shape, or form, in with the MCU universe. But my biggest question is, why the Sam Raimi references? Why does that keep coming about? It all started in Far From Home when J.K. Simmons returned as J. Jonah Jameson, which we were all happy to see him back. But why is he back as the same character in a different universe? Is this a different universe? Or have those universes somehow crisscrossed into one another? This is a very interesting thing that they're doing, and I'm very curious to see how this plays off. And using a Flash Thompson Twitter page to do so, I think is pretty damn genius. And he's giving us clues to what's going to happen in the upcoming films. Again, Killer Cassidy is on the run. This hints that he's going to escape from prison in Venom. And he's also posted pictures like this, saying that Peter Parker and May Parker are missing. This is a result of what happened in Far From Home, when Peter Parker was called out by Mysterio as being Spider-Man. So Nick Fury scooped them up and probably has them in some sort of witness protection program or something like this. Pretty clever stuff, and I like it a lot. I'm going to start following Flash Thompson on Twitter now. Bruce Campbell says a new Evil Dead movie may begin shooting this year. He had this to say: "We're producing more Evil Dead movies, maybe one later this year. Sam Raimi's handpicked the next guy to make another creepy Evil Dead film. It just won't have Ash. There are more stories to tell. My vote, I want a continuation of Jane Levy's Evil Dead. Please give me that. Please make this happen. I freaking love that Evil Dead. And listen, I get the complaints. I get the gripes that it changed the Evil Dead style. They stripped the comedy from it and they went a more horror route, which I loved. But they could follow the same recipe that the original series did, which was become funnier as the sequels come out. And I wouldn't be surprised if they did. And I really hope either they do that or stick to the darker formula, but bring Jane Levy's Evil Dead back. That's my vote. James Gunn hints that Steve Agee might not be King Shark. In a tweet responding to Steve Agee, James Gunn says, "You're welcome, and you're incredible in the movie, even though you might not quite be who people think you are." But some set photos have released showing Steve Agee in his mocap uniform. It could be anything, but I'm just throwing it out there that James Gunn might be derailing people on purpose just to keep us guessing. Or he could be playing someone completely different. We don't know. We'll find out when the movie comes out. But also in this release set photo, Harley Quinn, black and red. Yes, finally. I've never been a big fan of the light blue and the light pink color scheme for her. I'm glad he's going back to the original Harley Quinn color scheme of red and black. I dig it. Very good choice. New set photos leaked of the Batman have revealed what the full cowl is going to look like. So here are my thoughts. The first thing I notice is how bulbous the forehead of this cowl is. It looks strange. You know, like if somebody put a rubber glove over their head and just blew it up and it expanded. That's what that looks like to me. And the ears are cone shaped. A shape I didn't expect would be a shape for the ears. They sure got me on that one. Yeah, they're like stilettos. They're just very sharp, pointy ears. The whole cowl is very awkward to me for a couple different reasons. The ones I just named, but besides those reasons, it doesn't look like it matches the rest of the costume. It really sets itself apart and not in a good way. It looks like we had two different ideas of a Batman costume and they put them together, and this is what we have now. I mean, I'm not saying this is going to be a bad movie because of it or anything like that. This could be a great movie with a bad costume. Or not even the whole costume is bad. Let's take a look at this whole costume. We have the gauntlets with this torpedo sort of looking attachment to it. They could have a weaponry function, or maybe they're more of a steel protection for defense purposes. And I like that. I think that's a cool, new, fresh look that we haven't seen before. I'm not so sure about the three, bat things being the straps. That's an awkward choice. And then we have the very tactical bat belt, which also has, leg straps for more storage of his many gadgets. Again, very tactical, looks very homemade. Looks kind of like a cosplay, to be honest with you, but I don't hate it. Makes me curious to see why it's going to be like this. So I do have a thought, based on these photos alone, that there's a reason why that this mask and the suit don't really go well together, and that's because we haven't established an actual bat suit in this movie. Rumors have it that he's in year 2 of being Batman. He might have the do-it-yourself bat suit with no experience. Kind of like Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Before Tony Stark gave him the spider suit with all the tech in it, Spider-Man was using just a red and blue hoodie with homemade goggles. That might be the sort of thing we're going to see here. And then in the movie, we will get another bat suit that will be his more permanent suit, the suit that resembles something more like in the comic books that we've seen. And that's how I'm taking this entire reveal right now. Not knowing the direction that this movie is going, or going to be about, and I just look at the pictures and I think that's going to be Batman's suit. It looks unprofessional, it looks unclean, it looks very unthought out. But knowing how seasoned Matt Reeves is as a director, I feel that his storytelling would be a lot deeper than that, and there's an actual reason why this bat suit doesn't look professional. And I do like the fact that it's all black. Yes, black is the way to go. But there have been the rumors that he might be paying homage to the 1966 Adam West Batman. And that is very prevalent with this bat bike that we see. The shape of the front of this bike looks almost exactly like the bat bike from the 1966 Batman. So maybe his callback to those movies will be more aesthetic. It'll be a nice way to mix a real-life tactical Batman, and then we get to watch him build his Bat brand as he becomes more of a superhero throughout the films. And we still haven't seen an official Bat logo yet. Keep that in mind. I would not be surprised if the new Bat logo looks like the 1966 Bat logo. To me, there's a reason why we haven't seen a reveal of the logo yet, and that's because I don't think this is the final bat suit. And in my opinion, when the movie does come out, we're going to understand that this bat suit is supposed to look awkward because he hasn't quite honed in how he's going to look yet. And I think when he moves up into an actual, upgraded bat suit, it's going to be a lot cleaner, more classic looking bat suit. So that's my hopes. That's my thought. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If I missed anything, also be sure to let us know in the comments below so you can help us stay all caught up. Be sure to check out some more of my videos right here. And as always, stay trigger happy, my friends. Peace.